My first Halloween costume was like a tiger, and the hood, the hat part, is still in my mom's basement. It's quite old. Most costumes came like this. It was some kind of cheap rayon or something. Had a slit down the back, and you would tie at the neck and the back. And this part was always the same. You'd step into it and then tie it. But this part usually had something printed on it. If you were a skeleton, it would have skeleton bones printed on it. If you were a cowboy, it would have like a little sheriff badge and a holster printed on it. A lot of costumes were like that. They were really cheaply made. And they would come with a mask of some sort, whether it was a clown or a skeleton mask or a cowboy, that kind of thing. Richard, when he was a little kid, I don't know, that year I think a lot of us were sick, so it was a quick Halloween costume. He wore his coat, because we lived where it was cold. These things on his arms are those silver expandable hose things you put behind the dryer to the outside world where the dryer vent. And Dad was an electronic engineer, so he fixed up this light with batteries that would turn on and go round and round. You could see him coming down the block. When the kids were little, Ghostbusters were big. I made them jumpsuits, and I can't find the picture of them in the jumpsuits. But I had a picture taken of them in the jumpsuits with their Ghostbuster packs, and they were so cute. That was fun. When I was a kid, my dad dressed in this, it looked like an old Russian hat, and a really long wool coat. It was Iowa, it was cold, it was dark. And you could see Dad standing at the curb while we went up to the house and rang at the doorbell or whatever. And one year, I guess I would probably speed ahead and Richard would be at the last house or something. So Dad would hang back for him, and I saw this guy dressed just like this. And I went up and hung on to the coat, like kids do. And I looked up, and it wasn't my dad. I freaked out. And I started hollering, "Dad, Dad, Dad!" And he was just a house away. Ooh, it's Halloween. Yep, it's Halloween. I'm still having this stuff to get rid of, but I'm a lot better. I don't talk too much, otherwise my voice starts giving out, and I can't sing yet. Good luck for you, right? Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and it used to be a pagan holiday, and then the Christians came in with All Saints' Day right after All Hallows Samhain. And basically kids used to put on masks and stuff and kind of pull little pranks on their neighborhood, like little stinkers that they were, but people started handing them out candy as bribes not to mess with their house or garden or whatever. And that's how that kind of started. But usually when the sun goes down after dinner, parents take kids around, and if you have treats to hand out, you put your porch light on. If you don't, you turn your porch light off. I can't afford to, and I'm on the very end of a court, so nobody wants to come down here anyway. There aren't that many kids in the neighborhood, so I don't have my porch light on. Through the years, sometimes you get a lot of kids, and you run out of candy. Sometimes you don't get very many. So, if you don't get very many, choose the candy that you like, because whatever's left over, you get to eat. Hey, I couldn't help it. I have to eat this. It'll go bad. We used to go several blocks when I was a kid. And we'd get so much candy. Like a grocery bag full of candy. And we put it in a shoebox in the bottom of the closet. And it would last almost till Easter when you got candy again. First of all, when we got home, we dumped it out, and Mom would check the candy, and anything with nuts in it, which I didn't like nuts at the time. Mom got all those, Snickers and anything with nuts. Candies that I do not like are Mary Jane's, which is molasses and peanut butter, and then the peanut butter, anything peanut butter I don't like. I used to like Smarties. Hershey bars. When I started liking nuts, Snickers were good, but my dad always got the Snickers because he liked those. But mostly just chocolate, plain chocolate. There was a lady behind us that had a great big apple tree, and if she knew you and you knew her, you knew that they weren't going to do anything to the apples. So we'd get a big apple from her. And if a lot of elderly women or men, they didn't really have anything good, they give out pennies. They put pennies in your bag. And then later on, I think it was McDonald's hamburger joint that came up with the idea of little coupons for like a free ice cream or something. You buy a booklet of coupons, and then when they come to your door, you put a coupon in their bag. That way, whenever they want to eat the ice cream, whenever they can get to whatever, and it worked pretty well. I like that idea. Or some communities are tight-knit communities, and they have merchants or people that will give little coupons for things. These days, they have what they call trunk or treat, where people meet in a church parking lot. Usually it's through the church or through a group of people. And you have all your supplies in the trunk, and you can dress up, and you can have your trunk decorated up any way you want, and then you can have your treats there, and it's all legitimate and all safe. And that's what you really want. You want safe and fun for your kids. I didn't have to do that. Let's see, where were they? They were in a neighborhood when they were little. I guess they just kind of lost interest when they got bigger. They'd rather have pizza and watch, Frankenstein movies or something. Yeah, I'm all for that. That's a good idea. Anyway, dressing up is lots of fun. It's lots of fun. Try to bone up on your latest cartoons, because little kids will go, ta-da! It's like, guess who I am? And if you're not up on My Little Pony or Sailor Moon or whatever cartoon, SpongeBob, whatever's big and new, Bob the Builder. If you're not, what was the other one? Paw Patrol. That's for little kids. It's little doggies. Those things. If you know those things, you can go, oh, look, you're Ruffy from Paw Patrol. No, they grin. Oh, this is great. They recognize me, So it can be really fun. Sometimes you get kids that are kind of little snots. Those are the ones I always ask to do a trick. And they go, oh, I don't know a trick. I said, do you know a joke? And then they tell you some lame joke or a knock-knock joke or something. And you go, okay, you've earned it. So, there's a lot of those, what they call dad jokes or bad dad jokes that you can use. Like, why didn't the skeleton go to the party? Because he had nobody to take. That kind of stuff. Knock-knock jokes. Knock-knock, who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo. You don't have to cry. That kind of stuff. So I'll leave you with a little bit of costuming. Some of it from people at work dressing up. Some of it from plays I was in. Renaissance Fair. That kind of stuff. Just because you grow up doesn't mean you can't dress up and have fun too. One year I went to a costume party and I won second place. I went as Man's Best Friend, which was a big tube of KY jelly. Yeah. People laughed and laughed. It's that kind of stuff. You've got to be silly. And if you look online under Halloween costumes, you'll see all kinds of funny stuff. But dressing up is fun. Being someone else is fun. For a short while. You escape into fantasy land and there you be. Arr. Through the years, I just can't remember. I wore the skeleton costume until I couldn't wear it anymore. We didn't get new costumes every year. You wore something till you handed it down or it was worn out. Or you just came up with, like a hobo. You come up with a bunch of your dad's, clean up the garage clothes. You put those on. And a handkerchief on a stick, like a hobo. There's all kinds of clever stuff. I prefer innocent, sweet things. I don't like gory crap, but there are those that like it. So, I've talked long enough. here's your little bit of costume.